May I have your attention, please? So we're all here for this exciting District 55 Open House Toastmasters meeting, and I'm chairing this event. I'm Yiting Liu, Club Growth Director from Austin, Texas. First, I want to welcome all Toastmaster and guests and friends. So I want the people in this room who I don't know. If it's the first time I have met you in person, please come here, just briefly introduce your name and your club, and then we'll get the meeting started. So anyone I don't know, guests. On the spot.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Ruth Larona, and I am the president of Killeen Toastmasters in Killeen. Here, so my first, I'm here trying to get to know everyone else and also represent our club. We do have about 20+ members in our club right now, and we are a great group, and I just love Toastmasters, and thank you for having us here today.
Well, thank you very much. I think you're a guest too, right?
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Noé Larona. I am her other half. I want to say better half, just the other half. I'm also from the Killeen Toastmasters. I am the treasurer currently. We've been with the club now for about 2 years. Yeah, it's been great. I'm looking forward to see what you guys kind of operate here.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any more guests in the room? So come over here so people can see you.
Nice to see you.
Nice to meet
Good
you.
afternoon. My name is Dave Reynolds. I am a relatively new member of the Georgetown Club, and I got the email today regarding the district open house, and I thought, well, I'll check it out. So I'm here. I have told a couple of your attendees that my experience with Toastmaster is it's kind of long, but kind of narrow. This would be maybe the 21st club that I've participated in around the world, actually, and been a member of a couple, but have never achieved any level of recognition. Nice to see you.
Well, thank you. Well, in the interest of time, and we're going to move forward with the meeting, and we're going to have more time 1 hour from now for meet and greet, and for us to meet the guests. And if you have any questions, please feel free to send it in the chat. We have 2 Zoom masters today with us. That's Kyle Mitchell and Ken Perrine, and they will be helping directing your questions to the right people to address. So first, let's welcome our program quality director, Erica Delaney, for inspiring speech.
Thank you. In 2009, I did this crazy thing. I decided that I was going to run for city council. It turns out that I had no idea what I was doing. It became very evident that I needed some help with my public speaking skills every time I had to do a forum. I knew the answers to all the questions. They would ask them and I would just stand there like, I was so nervous. I couldn't put my thoughts together. It just so happened that right around that same time, friends of mine who were helping me with my campaign were working on starting a new Toastmasters club called Speaking of Liberty Toastmasters. And they dragged me to the meeting. I didn't want to go. I didn't know what to expect. And I remember my friend was the table topics master. His name is Al Stepney. And he said, is there anyone here who does not want to participate? And my campaign manager, she scolded me. She's like, this is what you need. And I was like, no, I was terrified. Well, I ended up joining the club. I kept going to meetings. I canceled my first speech, my icebreaker speech, at least 3 times before I got the courage to give that speech. And every speech after that, I noticed it got a little easier. I started doing table topics. I started taking on other roles, and I got really comfortable. I used to be really shy, and a lot of people are shocked when they hear that now. I started getting into leadership roles, and every time I think that I've done as much as I'm going to do in this organization, there's more. I never in a million years imagined that I would be the district program quality director. I never thought that I would get this far. Over the years, I have learned many very valuable skills in this organization. Being better organized is one of them. I used to do everything at the last minute. I couldn't put anything together. I was unreliable. But since I've been in this organization, I've gotten a lot better at that. That has translated into getting 3 job promotions. I now make more money than I've ever made in my entire life. And my bosses are always like, you do such a great job. You're so organized. And I get a lot of praise at work that I didn't get before. I've also met friends in this organization that have become like family. I hope if you're here today and you are on the fence on whether or not you want to give Toastmasters a chance, I hope that I've inspired you to sign up or to at least go to a meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Erica. Thank you very much. Well, I heard that 3 promotions and more money. That's what I need for the next coming year. That's why we're all here. So today's theme is a holiday. And for me, it's very important in December, usually between Thanksgiving and Christmas, New Year. I enjoy being with the friends and family. And whether it's a good year or difficult year, I always make a point to do that. And this is one of those, and I'm hoping that we can make this a very successful celebration for all of us, and we'll do more in the future. I'm going to welcome, not welcome, we already did that. I'm going to introduce our roles here. And for Toastmasters meetings, we usually have 3 major parts for it: prepared speeches, and we're going to have 2 speakers for today. And we also have impromptu speeches, and that's where everybody may be called for delivering a 1 to 2 minute speech. And we're going to have evaluations. That's where it gets very exciting, because that's where the speakers get feedback, and then you can improve upon yourself. Even evaluators get benefits from evaluating another speaker's speech. So the core competencies we're addressing here, public speaking is what everybody is aware of, but the Toastmasters is not only about the public speaking, and it also includes interpersonal communications, strategic leadership, management, and confidence. So we're here for all of that, plus money and promotions. So I'm going to introduce our timer, Teju Setran. Will you please introduce your role to us?
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. As a timer, I will be helping the speakers practice expressing a thought within a specific time. My duty is to time prepared speeches, table topic speeches, and speech evaluations during this meeting. The green card indicates, and let me show you what that looks like. It's a very bright green. This card indicates qualifying time, and the yellow card is a target time. The red card is the maximum time you have, 30 seconds. When I flash the red card, you have 30 seconds to finish up. So for a 5 to 7 minute prepared speech, I'll show the green card at 5 minutes, the yellow card at 6 minutes, and the red card at 7 minutes. For evaluations, you have 2 to 3 minutes. The green card is shown at 2 minutes, the yellow card at 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and the red card at 3 minutes. And then you have 30 seconds after the red card shows up to finish up. That's a very, very bright red, but yeah, basically I will report the qualifying times when called upon throughout the meeting. And back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Peju. Next, I'm going to introduce our grammarian for today. That's Kevin Clark. Kevin Clark, let's welcome Kevin.
Thank you, Yiting. Well, we haven't heard what the theme is too much yet, but I chose a word that goes right along with it. And the word of the day is fete. Now, fete is a word that can be pronounced in the US as fete or in the UK as fate. It's a French word. And if you see it spelled in French, there's a cute little hat right over this E. A fete is a celebration or a festival or a day of celebration. As a verb, it can mean to honor someone with such a celebration. Sometimes those celebrations are big and lavish, sometimes not so much. You can also use it as a verb to celebrate someone generally, not with a party, but with lots of praise and things like that. So there's lots of different ways that you can use the word fete today, and I encourage each of you to do so. So that's the first part of my role, word of the day. Second is ah counter. Now, as the ah counter, I will be listening for the verbal disfluencies, and thank you very much. I'll be looking for verbal disfluencies for things such as ahs, ums, ers, so, and, you know, all of those types of things. So I'll be keeping record of that. And then finally, as grammarian, I'll be keeping track of our usage of the English language. Great uses of things like rhetorical devices or alliteration or things like that that strike my fancy. So as I do that, I will be listening very closely to the entire meeting. Let me give you 3 examples of the word fete in a sentence. Bill's retiring and we're throwing a big fete in his honor. Hundreds gathered to fete the couple on their wedding day. The director, once feted by critics, is no longer a media darling. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. And yeah, I was distracted by some logistics in the meeting, so I heard FET introduced by Kevin, but I don't know what he's talking about, but I have used the word of the day. So let's introduce Michelle Rowland to be our table topic master. Let's welcome her.
Thank you, Yiting. Well, I am the table topics master, and I will be leading the meeting through the impromptu speaking opportunity where I'll pose a question and I will ask for someone to respond to the question within 1 to 2 minutes. I will ask for volunteers, a show of hands. So get your hands up when it's time to let me know that you are available to take a question. I'll also ask for a volunteer in the room to count the votes because we will be voting for best table topic speaker today. So those who are virtual can send me a direct message, but those who are in person, maybe we can designate somebody to collect those and just send me a message virtually if you could. But yeah, I'm excited we'll have a big fete as we approach the table topics when it's time. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. Great. So we're going to introduce our first speaker, Stephen English, who is a very accomplished speaker. And his speech today is persuasive influence. And that's for building an innovative communicator and a leader and building the skills on interpersonal communication and the public speaking skills. Let's welcome Stephen English.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Michelle. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So out of curiosity, first I'm going to start with a question. Do you know where is the richest place on earth? the gravesite. Any other question? Any other answers? Someone's either heard my speech before or heard the Les Brown speech. That is always the worst part about getting around a lot of great speakers is they've already heard great speeches. Anybody else have another one?
In your heart.
In your heart, right, in your heart, the diamond mines of Africa, all these other places, these are all very rich. But as Liv pointed out to us, the richest place on earth is the gravesite. Les Brown, one of the most amazing speakers in the world, gave a speech in which he talked about why the gravesite is the richest place. And it's because all of those dreams that people have of the speech that they never gave, or the song they never sang, or the idea that they never brought to the world, that's where those things reside. And all it took was that first step, that first courageous step to move forward to make that real. Today, my speech is called Come Fly With Me. It's to inspire you to join Toastmasters. So many of us in the room are already members of Toastmasters, but if you're here virtually, I've got so many different cameras. If you're here virtually and you're not a member of Toastmasters, I really do hope that this speech will inspire you to join. In 1924, Ralph Smedley created this club called Toastmasters, and it has literally changed people's lives. I've got three main points that I want to go over with you. Number one, Toastmasters gives you wings, kind of like Red Bull, but different. Number two, you get to pick the destination. And number three, it doesn't matter. Let me give you a little bit more idea around each of these main ideas. So number one, as I mentioned, Toastmasters gives you wings. The thing that Toastmasters gives you is something called Pathways. Pathways is an educational mechanism. It's a system. You'll learn all about it in our next speech that teaches you step by step how to be a great speaker. It gives you each of those feathers for those wings. It's ways to think about it. Number two, you get to pick the destination. It doesn't matter what the point is for your speaking career, whether or not it's to, like Erica, to get 3 promotions and make more money, or if it's for me to be a TEDx speaker and get paid to speak just like this. It could be whatever it is that you want. You get to pick the destination. And then finally, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you forget a word. It doesn't matter if you come into the room and accidentally stumble on the cord, which fortunately I didn't do today. Doesn't matter what it is that happens when you're speaking or along your speaking career. When you're doing those speeches in your pathways, it doesn't matter if you mess up and somehow forget everything that you're going to say. So with these 3 ideas, if you really, really lean into these 3 ideas, that Toastmasters gives you wings, that you get to pick the destination, and finally, that with the idea that it doesn't simply matter. It doesn't matter if you get distracted because somebody coughed. It doesn't matter if you can be a great speaker. And I'll leave you with this great quote from Thomas Edison that hopefully not everybody in the room has already heard. If we did what we are really capable of, we would be completely astounded. And that's what I want you to do today. I want you to do what you are capable of and deliver those speeches. Come to Toastmasters and be a member. Thank you very much. Contagious. I don't know how I am on time. So.
Thank you, Stephen. So Stephen did a similar speech for a new club, Prospect Club, Young Women's Alliance, and a very successful speech. Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you.
And we're going to move to our second speaker, Nina, and her speech is about Pathways program. Let's welcome Nina. Thank you.
I do want to share my screen. I don't know if that, see if I can remember how to do that. You know, I'm used to Teams. You guys do Teams at work. That's what I usually do. So I think I do need help. I just can't remember how to do it. Oh,
This is you.
yeah.
I don't have any audio on it.
No. Okay, let's see. Yeah, you guys. Okay, well, good afternoon, everyone. It's good to be here. My name is Nina Lair. I'm a member of Armadillo Avenue Toastmasters in Austin, and I'm here to talk to you about pathways. And if you're just starting Toastmasters, or if you're looking into Toastmasters, or if you just joined, Pathways is an innovative, flexible way to build your skills. And within Pathways, we have 11 unique paths to help you achieve your goal. And within those paths, we have 5 levels that build in complexity. And within your path, you'll have 10 required projects. And a few of the required projects is what Erica mentioned at the beginning. What she was nervous to do is that icebreaker. So that's usually in just about all of the pathways. So you'll have an icebreaker as one of a required project. Another icebreaker would maybe to research and present a topic. That's something else that you could do as if you're looking into something you already know about, something that you don't know much about. You can research, present to your Toastmasters group, and get some feedback on presenting. And then also connecting with your audience, engaging with them in an effective way. That's another required project within the pathways. And then you have some elective ones, and those are always fun. A couple of my favorite is to know your humor. Work on humor in your presentations, and that's a fun elective to throw into one of your paths. You could also work on active listening, so where that someone is evaluating you on how you're evaluating someone, and make sure that you're listening and get all the points of someone else's speech, and using those active listening skills. And then, a lot of us, if you're presenting at a work event and you want to do some Q&A, you can practice that as well. That's another fun elective where you give a presentation, and then the last couple of minutes, you're back and forth with your Q&A. And then, as you know, we're all working at home a lot. So I think another fun elective that I'm looking into is managing an online meeting. I think that is very important nowadays, that a lot of us are working from home. But before you get to those paths, you'll take an assessment. And just like Stephen said, we get to determine our path, right? And so looking at our assessment, it'll ask you several questions about what are you interested in, what topics are you looking to learn about and to grow, such as interpersonal communication and time management, change management, those types of things. And then you'll take the assessment, answer other questions about your personal and professional goals, and then it will recommend 3 paths for you. And you're welcome to choose one of those paths or choose another path, but it will give you 3 recommended ones, and these are the 11 paths. And within these paths are 5 core competencies of Toastmasters that Yiting had mentioned earlier, and that is public speaking, interpersonal communication, strategic leadership, management, and confidence. So all of these paths have those core competencies within them. And so I wanted to show you also an example of what the path may look like, such as dynamic leadership. This is a popular one that I know some of my Toastmasters in my group work on. And this one helps to build your skills as a strategic leader, understand your leadership and communication styles, and then also manage conflict resolution. Another popular one is effective coaching, which is to be a positive role model through coaching, to be positive in your communication and in your leadership, and then also working on those public speaking skills as well. Engaging humor. I did this in the old Toastmasters, and I always thought it was fun, but this one really helps you if you want to be engaging and work on humor in your speech, and putting that in your speech writing and in your speech delivery. And then the last one I put on here as an example is innovative planning, because this is the one that I'm working on. It has really helped me to connect deep with my audience, to work on public speaking, but also writing my speech, and then project management, which is something that I do at work. And so that kind of helps me to look at the steps in project management and also creating those innovative solutions. And so an example I have right now, I'm currently in level 4, and my current project is to give a 2 to 3 minute speech on creating a plan for a project. And so right now I have several projects at work, and I know that my boss at one time is going to say, what is your plan for this? I can always go to my Toastmasters group, practice that speech, right? Practice what I'm and get feedback from my group on, hey, what did you miss? What are we not getting? What are the questions that my boss may ask? And then give that 2 to 3 minute speech that I will have to do anyway, right, for work. And then as part of my level 4, I'll give the 2 to 3 minute speech. And then after my project is complete, I'll come back and do a 5 to 7 minute speech on how the project went. What did I learn from it? What are some things that I could have done better that I can try again next time, and then get feedback again from my Toastmasters group. And then, let's see, Pathways is very easy. Once you sign up and log in, you will see Pathways at the very top of the Toastmasters website. It's easy to get to, and then you can find FAQs, how to start your assessment. All of that will be within the Pathways login. And then I don't think we really have time for questions because we are doing a live meeting, but I am available for questions here and online. And I have my contact information right here. And again, I'm from Armadillo Avenue Toastmasters. We are online right now currently. So, and I invite you to join us anytime. Thank you. I don't know how to, oh, stop share.
Great speeches, thank you. So the pathway has was rolled out a few years ago. I know there is a sentiment that some people might still be missing the legacy program. However, the pathways have demonstrated lots of benefits. I think it's a time for all of us to participate in pathways. Thank you, Nina. And so our exciting impromptu speeches, we're going to welcome the table topics master, Michelle Rowland. Are you ready?
Sure. Thank you, Yiting. Appreciate you. Okay. Let's see. Can I get a show of hands? I won't probably be able to see, but of people who are available to take a table topic question today. I can kind of see, I do see a lot of hands in the room. So, okay, so I'll try to mix it up. And it looks like I'm supposed to wrap things up by 3:25, but I'll ask for a time check from Yiting at some point. She'll keep me on track with that. Okay, so first question is, I was on a Zoom call with someone who was from New Zealand, about to ask them about how their Thanksgiving or what their Thanksgiving plans were, when I realized that she didn't celebrate Thanksgiving. So then I thought, and I asked her, what celebrations, holiday celebrations do they celebrate in New Zealand? And so she told me about a few. So I'm curious of any celebration, holiday celebrations that you're aware of that you think that other people don't know about, or maybe not as well known as our Christmas, Hanukkah season. That question goes to, I see a historian in the audience. Janet, can you take that question?
Thank you so much for that lovely question, Michelle. And I'm so pleased to be here at this feat of Toastmasters. Actually, I am prepared for that question because we are, through the goodness of Microsoft Teams, members of the Winnipeg Toastmasters Club, Princess Auto. And this past week, we had a table topics master, Dennis Pellier, who wanted to know how we were going to celebrate Saturnia. Saturnia, a Roman holiday. Fortunately, we had a lot of geeks in the club who watched that show with young Sheldon, all the guys that, whatever the name is now. Oh, Big Bang Theory. Thank you so much for that. Yes, and they all knew about Saturnia, and which is a Roman holiday in the winter. And one of them even said he was going to put on a toga and dance barefoot in the snow. Well, I think that's a little extreme, you know, particularly in Winnipeg, which is also known as Winterpeg up there, even in Canada. But Saturnia was a little bit of a surprise to some of us. Like I say, they're going to be celebrating it. I don't think he was kidding, but I think he is going to put on a toga and dance around. I hope not too long, barefoot in the snow in Winnipeg. And that is a very different holiday during this time of season. So there we go.
Thank you.
Thank you, Janet. All right, let's see, next question. Well, okay, so some people, a friend confesses to you that they have been naughty all year and they're probably going to get the lump of coal from Santa. And so your friend wants your advice on how they can get on the nice list. See, who can I ask that to? Let's see. How about Reed? I don't know if you have a job today. Are you open to take that question?
I don't have a job on any day. Of course I'll take the question. How not to get a lump of coal? Well, those that have lived in the cold country, that's not a penalty when you throw it in the fireplace and you keep you warm all in the evening. So it's somewhat a benefit, but it's like a left-handed compliment or something that is said behind your back. If someone says, I have not been good, but I want to be on the nice person list for whatever reason, there's an easy answer. Don't be yourself. Be there for others. It's not a matter of passing around $100 bill, but come by my house if you do. It is a matter of thinking of others first so that your mind knows you're not doing it greedily just for your benefit. If you're the oldest child out of 9, you know that you do a lot of things for others. And when you're an only child, I don't know because I'm not an only child, but I'm sure there's people out there that can answer that and feel like they are the lump of coal or they deserve it. If you're cold, you deserve a lump of coal so you can get warm. There are opportunities every day that you get up and leave your home to be nice and smile and encourage others. Thank you, Matter Table Topics.
Thank you, Reed. Appreciate that. Okay, let's see. So I was recently at a talk with Nigella Lawson, who is a famous food writer who is British, and she was just wonderful. And she said that her mother considered if you're going to have a holiday feast and invite people over to your house, that she thought it was an act of aggression to bring flowers over, because there you are in the middle of cooking and suddenly you have to find a vase. So I wonder if there's etiquette around these kind of things, and whether or not when you go to a party, is it appropriate to bring a gift to your hostess? What kind of gift? Like, let us know, because there are invitations going out in the mail now. That question I'd like to take to the room. Let's see, how about, I think it was Ruth that is a guest joining in person.
I was trying to hide.
You got me. One of the things that I've learned is whenever you go anywhere, my mother taught me from a very young age that you are to bring something to anyone's house, regardless of the feet and regardless of who it is, whether you know them or not. Yes, at times there are people with allergies, which can cause a problem. I have an allergy to pork. I get invited to places and normally they do have some type of ham, something. I would love to eat ham, but I can't. Speaking about that, yesterday at one of our events, we had ham. And I was the one that brought the ham this time. So I figured, well, you know, if I can't join them, or what's the saying? Exactly. If I can't beat them, join them. Thank you. So for that reason, I would say that it's only appropriate to bring something as a guest, whether it be something small, dessert, wine, apple cider, something that you know anybody can drink or eat, but always be cognizant of the fact that there are people who do have allergies. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruth. Is there time for one more? At least you think, 18?
Yeah, I think so. There
Okay,
is time for one more.
Okay, all right, thank you. Let's see, last question. It seems appropriate for the last question to think about, I don't know, the future. What do you envision future holiday celebrations? Let's say 25 years from now. How are we going to celebrate holidays, do you think? I think I saw in virtually Umberto. Is that right? Are you available to take a question?
I'm sorry, my audio is not working. I cannot. Yes, I'd be more than willing to take a question. The question is?
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, yes. The question is, what will holiday celebrations look like in 25 years? In the future, what do you envision?
Well, at this present exact moment in time, what I can envision is what you see behind me, because not in 25, but in 24 years, the World Cup will once again be played all over the world somewhere. People are going to be cheering, wearing the colors of their country, wearing the colors on their face, on their fingernails, everywhere they can. And they're going to be yelling at the top of their lungs and spitting on other people that are in front of them, as they are this year and have for who knows how many other years that the World Cup has been played. And for 1 week, maybe 2, in the United States, they will be celebrating and yelling for the World Cup. And the rest of the year and the rest of the other 3 years, they don't even know if it's soccer or football or what the heck this game is. But for these 2 weeks and each year, every 4 years, they celebrate the World Cup like it was the most important thing ever in the whole world, which it always is for the rest of the world. But in the United States, nay, I say, it is not a day for fete, only every 4 years. But then everybody goes wild. USA, USA, USA. We got eliminated yesterday. Alas, there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. We cannot bet anymore on football or soccer or whatever it is you want to call it. And that is my contribution to the future of celebrations and bets. Thank you, Madam Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Umberto. All right. Well, great round of table topics. I enjoyed it. I hope you did too. So we're going to vote. Someone in the room hopefully will collect the votes for those who are voting in person. And just to run through the participants, we had Janet talked about little known holidays. Reed talked about getting on the nice list. Ruth talked about, yes, you should bring a hostess gift. And then Umberto talked about how we will celebrate the holidays in the future with soccer, I guess. But anyway, like I said, I enjoyed it. I will go ahead and please send me, if you're virtual, send me your votes directly, and we'll reveal who won table topics later in the meeting. And with that, I'll give it back to Yiting. Thank you all.
Thank you, Michelle, for being a great table topic master. We have Janet in the room to collect the votes, and when we get the votes, so you'll be given to Zoom master to send Michelle the votes from on site. All right, we're going to get into our best part of a Toastmasters meeting, evaluation. And I'm going to introduce our general evaluator. That's Livya Mitchell. Let's welcome Livya.
Thank you. I have one question. Thank you. It is my pleasure being general evaluator. My responsibilities is to evaluate the whole meeting, but first I am to call upon the fellow evaluators for our wonderful speeches. So please help me welcome our first evaluator. Sorry about that. Will be Grace Bennett virtually. Please help me welcome Grace Bennett.
Thank you very much, Madam General Evaluator. Can you hear me?
We can.
All right, great, excellent. Steve, you are obviously very comfortable, accomplished speaker, especially if you have a goal to be on the TED stage at some time. I really enjoyed your speech. I love that you opened with a question. You got everybody engaged with that about the gravesite being the richest place in the world. I thought you set it up very well. I love it when a speaker tells you exactly what you're going to talk about. You got the 3 points and they expect that. And then you went into each one in more detail. I loved how you had the title of your speech, Come Fly With Me, and you wove that throughout your speech with the wings and pathways and feathers, and you're going to come fly with me. And I thought that was super creative and brilliant. You did a really great job with your gestures. For example, when you say the first step, and you use your hand very deliberately throughout your speech. I also like that you are very conscious of your stage. You sometimes speakers, especially when they're confident, they like to wander and you move out of camera, but eye contact in the world of Zoom is the camera. And when you wanted to address your audience in Zoom, you looked right into the camera. And then when you were addressing people in the room, you looked at them too. So it's a little tricky when you do eye contact in a hybrid setting. I love the repetition also about the 3 points so that people really remember that. The next time when you do the speech, some areas for improvement, I felt a little that it was rushed a little, that you were speaking really quickly, and it felt like it was a longer speech that you crammed into a shorter amount of time. Perhaps maybe if you folded in some stories, maybe a story where you can set somebody on their Toastmasters journey. Stories in a speech will evoke emotion and help your audience remember your points. I loved how you closed it with a quote that helps people. And it was very inspiring. I wanted to join, but I'm already a member of a lot of clubs, so I'm not going to join anymore. But I just thought that was excellent. I loved it. It was lots of energy, and you accomplished your purpose of persuading people and inspiring them. Thank you very much, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Grace Bennett. Our next evaluator is Wafa Owen. Please help me welcome her to the front of the room.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator and Nina. What a speech. I'm going to use an approach we call glow and grow to point out what you excelled at in areas where you can improve, and then I'll present you with a challenge. It was a very informative speech. You knew your material, and you had good body language, and you felt very confident at the stage. You also used personal examples that enhanced your presentation. And I appreciate you sharing your contact information for those who want additional details or have questions. And as a visual learner, I really appreciate the slides. Areas where you can improve, I highly recommend that you get comfortable with the technical tool being used so we can get right into your presentation and grab our attentions from the start. I also would recommend that you give your bio to the Toastmasters, so you don't have to tell us what club you're with, and repeat your name. You have already been introduced. Get right into your speech. That's how you're going to grab the attention. If the first minute is very important. If you don't grab the audience attention, you might not for the rest of your presentation. To challenge you, I would like to see you rely less on your notes so you could continue the eye contact with your audience, either in the room or online. And you have an opportunity, you mentioned the old program. I would have liked to hear a difference, especially for our veteran Toastmasters who are resisting pathways. Maybe this is your opportunity to inspire them to jump on the train and move forward. Again, in summary, I really enjoyed the informative speech, your enthusiasm about pathways and your examples of the paths you're using, the slides to improve, get comfortable with the technical tool, and give your bio to the Toastmaster. Your challenge is to rely less on your notes and inspire the old, well, not in age, the old Toastmasters to really go ahead and start.
The room got muted. We
You
can't
guys
hear.
are muted.
Uh-oh, Kyle, did you mute me again? Okay, so we're good now.
No, you're still muted down at the bottom. See the line through the microphone at the bottom?
We can hear you.
You're good now.
Interesting. Oh. Okay, so now I would like to call upon our timer. So how did our speakers do today?
Thank you. Thank you so much, fellow Toastmasters, friends, and guests. Here is my timer report. So for table topics, 2 minutes is the maximum time allowed for each speaker. And I had Janet come in at 1:34, Reed at 1:40, Ruth at 1:11, and Humberto at 2 minutes. So everybody was within the time limits. So that was great. For the prepared speeches, the times given to me were 5 to 7 minutes. So I clocked Stephen at 3 minutes and 59 seconds, and Nina at 7 minutes and 16 seconds. Again, both were within the allowable time frame. Nina was a little bit within the grace period though. She had 7 minutes and 30 seconds to complete. She finished at 7:16. The evaluations also were within the time frames that were allowed. Grace came in at 2 minutes and 29 seconds, and Wafa also came in at 2 minutes and 29 seconds. Exact same timing. Everybody did great. Thank you so much. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Wonderful. Okay, and the next one I would like to call is our grammarian word counter. Hey, Kevin Clark.
Thank you, Livya. Make sure I'm centered in the screen here this time. This has been a great meeting. We used some great language. The word of the day, fet or fate, got used in various ways today, several times. Michelle used it twice, Janet used it once, Ruth used it once, Umberto used it once. I fet you all. As far as the verbal disfluencies go, I'm not going to go through every one of them, but I will say this. Yiting, your word is Teju, your word is Nina, I caught you with several ahs. And then there were just a few others scattered around, a couple of double words, not so bad. I did have some good usage that I wanted to point out. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. 6 times I counted, plus maybe even more. That was a really great use of reinforcing that whole idea of it doesn't matter. Something I just enjoyed was the play on the word Winnipeg, winter peg. And a great word, cognizant, was used. And then also Umberto used a reference to Casey at the bat in baseball to describe football. No joy in Mudville. Anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And it is now time for my evaluation. We started on time, but before we started this meeting, we had a lot of mingling. We had conversations on Zoom. A lot of us were getting ready in here, and there was a lot of camaraderie and great fellowship. So I want to state that Toastmasters is always a safe place, and it doesn't start at the meeting. It starts way before that. So I just want to let you know that. Also, thank you, Yiting. She was the perfect hostess with the mostest for this event. She had a great team prior to this meeting that made sure that this room was perfect for all of us. She made sure that Kyle Mitchell came in, her husband came in, Kevin Clark came in, and everyone was a great family and great support for this meeting that she envisioned. She made sure that we started on time. She made sure that we had a lot of laughs. I love your humor, and you just set the tone for this meeting. I like the fact that we can be flexible and laugh at ourselves. In this meeting, there was a lot of ways that we could have had hiccups, and there could have been a lot of negativity, but instead we were nurturing, and we were just a great team and a great family. I wanted to make sure, though, that we remember to look at the screen, especially if we're on Zoom or if we're here in the room, that we always keep count and look at the timer to make sure that we are under time and over time. That's one way that we can improve. And then also, I want to make sure that we understand that the speakers, whether you are a new member or whether you're an older member, that is good to make sure that you're looking at the camera at one time and you're looking at the room another time. We did a great job of that. This was a great example of a great meeting. Lastly, I wanted to talk about the 2 speakers. You were both very confident and very happy. I could tell that we were all smiling. You can feel it through the screen, how happy we all were, whether it was for table topics, to evaluate one another, or to give a great speech to inspire and to give great information. You made Pathways look good, and you definitely made sure that those of us that are not members of Toastmasters were able and willing to be great speakers and great leaders. So in this meeting, it was a great example of humor, great example of organization, teamwork, being innovative, and always keeping a good attitude. I would like to now give control to our presiding officer and our Toastmaster of the day, Yiting Liu.
Thank you, Livya. That's a wonderful evaluation for our hybrid platform to hear from our district director on how we're doing on this virtual, on this hybrid platform. When I attended the Nashville convention, I was inspired by how they were doing it. They had a hybrid platform and was quite successful. I was speculative how well it would turn out because there were speech contestants from all over the world. Half of them are virtual and half of them are in person. But I had a good experience. It was very successful. And my team thinks that we need to demonstrate how we're doing in a hybrid manner. And it turns out that we have lots of people that are already experienced in this district. We got lots of help. Even John Hayward from San Antonio area, he's supposed to be general evaluator today. We had some technical challenges, but however, my experience is that there are lots of little details to be worked out with the hybrid platform. And there are lots of things that have been changed even last minutes. But to audience, it probably looks great, a perfect event. I think there is a possibility we can do that in this district with all clubs. So this is what we want to demonstrate for today's purpose. Lastly, initially we planned on some awards to our newly chartered club. I'll announce the name, Round Rock Police Department. The organizer is Rick White. I'm not sure he is here with us today, but that's our, we'll deliver the incentives to them. So in conclusion, I think this meeting.
Table topics winner.
Oh, yeah, that's very good. That's very good. Okay, got you. All right. So we have winners for best evaluator, drum roll. That's Grace Bennett. Grace Bennett is the best evaluator for today. For best speaker, we have 2 speakers. Do we even vote on speakers if we have less than 3? Okay, so the district leader says yes. Okay, so we'll go for it. Best speaker, drum rolls again. That's Nina. Well, get a cookie after the meeting. That's the word. If you are attending virtually, you'll get a cookie picture. Table topic winner, drum roll again, please. That's Humberto. Humberto. Well, congratulations on all the winners for today. It's a great event. I want to ask Livya, do you have any closing remarks for today? Let's welcome Livya for closing remarks for today's meeting.
First, thank you so much, Yiting. This has been one of the best hybrid meetings that we've had in quite a while. And I've been to many of them all over the world, and you did a great job. If you are interested and you're a guest in being a Toastmaster, I want you to know that it doesn't just help your career, it helps your personal relationships. It also helps you be more confident and a leader in any facet. We have those that are politicians that are in Toastmasters, movie stars. You probably didn't know, but Jennifer Aniston of Friends was once a Toastmaster at one time. We even have Spock for those of us that are geeks and love Star Trek. Well, Leonard Nimoy was once a Toastmaster. We've had Toastmasters in this district that have been in the program for more than 50 years and they love it. We have those that have just joined this week in their new clubs. This is a wonderful opportunity for you to gain not just confidence, not just personal growth, but a whole family, not just here, but all over the world. Once a Toastmaster is always a Toastmaster. On behalf of District 55, I want to thank you for being here for this meeting. I want to thank again Yiting Liu for her great leadership and her vision for this meeting. I will let her adjourn this meeting, but I'm so happy that you're all here, and have a great weekend. Thank you.
So I have a few small announcements for any new guests or even members who have questions on which clubs may be a good fit for you. Please send your request in the chat. We have Zoom masters that are prepared to send you to breakout rooms with the division directors or Toastmasters members who can help you with your questions and inquiries. And secondly, for anybody on site, please feel free to stay for our simple cocktail, no alcoholic drinks. But there is coffee, tea, and cookies. And any clubs who need to pick up your incentives, please come to me and to get your incentives. With that, anyone else has anything to announce? All right.
Yiting, I heard that Shannon actually is here from the Round Rock Police Department. I don't know if I saw her say that. I guess it's her, I'm not sure, from the police department.
Yeah, so is anybody on site or is somebody
online virtually? Looks like Shannon K. Yeah.
Yeah, so usually we'll welcome the guests to talk about how
Yes.
they think about our meeting. This is a demo meeting too for our new clubs. That's a Round Rock Police Department. Yeah, Shannon, would you please let us know how you think about our meeting?
Yes, I appreciate you letting us be a part of it. Thank you so much for all of your guidance and assistance. I am sorry that I wasn't able to be there in person. I've been sick this week and I figured you didn't want someone coughing throughout the meeting. But we want to say thank you for all of your help and your support. We had our first official meeting this week and we're very excited to be a part and affiliated with you guys.
Thank you, Shannon. Well, can we know how many people from Round Rock, from your club, are attending today's meeting?
I believe that I'm the only one.
Okay, all right. Please spread the words for us.
Yes, I will.
Before I adjourn the meeting, I do want to. Yeah, go for it, Humberto.
Yes, thank you, Yiting. I'd just like to ask Shannon, how many people did you have at your first meeting?
You know, I'm trying to remember. I believe at least 7. We had more people that had to let us know that they could not attend than we expected, but we thought it was a very successful meeting.
No, great, thank you. I appreciate the information. It's good to know.
Okay, so Shannon, have you met your club mentor?
You know, is that Sky?
Yeah, so how about Sky? Introduce yourself to Shannon.
Hi, Shannon.
Hi, Sky. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I look forward. Please send me the next meeting invite and then I will show up in person so we can actually meet and help out in any way that I can.
Definitely. I will email you that later today.
Okay. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, you too.
So the next is networking, and I announced the meeting is adjourned. Please, for online people, please feel free to hang around and send us questions.
A TLI.
Uh-huh.
Can you do announcements for TLI? Yeah, announcements.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so who is going to announce it?
hello.
Just announce the first one is next Saturday.
Okay, so the next Saturday, we have a TLI.
Yeah, Division J.
Yeah, Division J, that's the announcement.
Can I make an announcement also? This is Michelle.
please.
Yes, how are you? Great show this afternoon. Great ideas. I just want to let everyone know that the Guts Toastmaster Club, this is a military club in San Antonio, Texas. We're going to have our first hybrid open house. We just got back face-to-face 4 weeks ago. So everybody is welcome to attend. If you don't have a pass to get into the base, it's going to be also virtual. So we're excited and we're trying to showcase the club. We were president distinguished last year. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Michelle. Good luck on your hybrid open house.
Thank you.
Can I promote the open house that we're having for Armadillo Avenue? Is that okay?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, Armadillo Avenue will be having a virtual open house on December the 12th, holiday theme, of course. I put the Zoom link in the chat box there. It's Monday. That's Monday from 12 to 1. Please join us virtually. We are a fun group of people, and we look forward to having folks show up for it. Thank you.
Great. Any other open house announcement from any division, area, or club? All right. Oh, I see one hand up. Is it?
Yes, it's me again.
Okay.
I just wondered if we could get a preview of the contest for this next season. Do we know what the contest other than international speech is going to be so that we might share it with new members?
So Livya is saying it's a table topics for the international contest.
Okay, international and table topics for district-wide. Very good. Thank you. Appreciate that information.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, it sounds like so there is just the people wouldn't let me adjourn the meeting. I wouldn't all right. So we're going to well, actually the meeting is not really adjourned. We're just adjourning this virtual we're adjourning this official Toastmasters open house meeting, and we're going to be open for the next hour for networking and coffee, drinks, cookies. Online people, please feel free to stay around and ask questions, and we'll be with you here. Thank you.
Hey, Yiting. Hey, this is John Hayward. Hey, my apologies for missing the start of the meeting. You know, I had changed all my settings because I had rolled off a Microsoft Teams meeting and I had to redo all my settings. I talked to Grace to make sure I was in sync and all that. And when the meeting started, poof, somehow my speakers lined up on a different setting. So took me a while to figure that out. My apologies for missing
that happens. It's great for you to be around to support us, John. That means a lot to us. So yeah, no work is wasted. Yeah.
Thanks for being flexible, John.
All right.
Yiting?
Yeah.
Do you need me to hang around for a virtual breakout room or anything?
Let me ask Kyle. Kyle, do we have any guests that need help from San Antonio area? Any new guests?
Not that I've received.
Okay,
Not
so
that anyone contacted me on.
So I think we're good. We do not have any requests from any new guests saying that they're from San Antonio area. So I think yeah, we're good. Well, thank you very much, Grace, for helping us.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Yiting.
Bye.
Yiting,